Hello friends, in the last video we learned some basics of profit and loss. So in this video we are going to discuss some questions based on profit and loss. So before going through this video, please make sure you have already went through the video of basics of profit and loss. So let's start with the first question. The question is, by mistake a salesman calculated his profit percent on selling price and says it is 20%. What is the actual profit percent? Now, as you know, profit percent is usually calculated on cost price, but this person by mistake calculated the profit percent on selling price and says it is 20%. 20% of what? 20% of selling price. Now, what is the actual profit percent? So, how will you solve this question? There can be a multiple ways to solve this question. There can be a longer approach or a shortcut. So, first we'll see the longer or the basic approach. He calculated the profit percent on selling price and he says it is 20% of selling price. So according to that person, profit is equal to 20% of selling price. So we can say 20% of selling price. Now what is profit? Profit is SP minus CP. So SP minus CP is 20%. What is the meaning of 20% in terms of fraction? 20% is 1 by 5. So 20% means 1/5 of SP. So if you cross multiply 5 times SP minus 5 times CP is equal to SP. If you solve this, you will get 4 times SP equals to 5 times CP. 4 times SP equals to 5 times CP. So SP upon CP is equal to 5 by 4. SP upon CP, the ratio of SP and CP is 5 by 4. And what is the formula for profit percent? I told you in the last video. Profit percent is nothing but SP upon CP minus 1 into 100. I told you, whatever be the ratio of selling price and cost price, just subtract 1 from it and multiply by 100. You will get percentage profit. What is SP upon CP here? We can say 5 by 4. 5 by 4 minus 1 into 100. So you'll say 1 by 4 into 100. And what is 1 by 4 into 100? So we say the actual profit percent is 25%. So when he calculated the profit percentage on selling price, he got the profit percentage to be equal to 20%. But the actual profit percent, when you calculate it on cost price, it is 25%. So this is a longer approach to solve this problem. Now, can you solve this problem mentally? Yes. See, you know, there's one thing called cost price, other thing called selling price, and we know one basic thing that profit percent is nothing but percentage increase. So, okay, now think about this problem in this way. Whatever you assume for selling price, जो भी वैल्यू हम सेलिंग प्राइस के लिए अज्यूम करेंगे, कुछ भी अज्यूम करें, उसका हमें कितना परसेंट कैलकुलेट करना पड़ेगा? वी हैव टू कैलकुलेट 20% ऑफ दैट वैल्यू. जो भी आप सेलिंग प्राइस की वैल्यू अज्यूम करोगे उसका 20%, मतलब 1 by 5 कैलकुलेट करना पड़ेगा. मतलब जो भी वैल्यू यहाँ पर आप अज्यूम करोगे उसको 5 से डिवाइड करना पड़ेगा. तो क्यों ना मैं एक ऐसी वैल्यू अज्यूम करूँ जो कि 5 से सबसे आसानी से डिविजिबल हो जाए. यस, सबसे छोटा 5 का मल्टीपल कौन सा है? 5 का सबसे छोटा मल्टीपल है 5 itself. The smallest multiple of 5 is 5 itself. Yes. So can I say profit percent is 20% of selling price according to this person? So 20% of 5, that means 1/5 of 5 is nothing but, what is 1/5 of 5? 1/5 of 5 is nothing but 1. So can I say if 5 rupees is the selling price, there is 1 rupees profit? Yes, that means there is an increase of rupees 1 from cost price to selling price. मतलब अगर selling price 5 है, there is a profit of 1, 1 रुपये का प्रॉफिट है, 5 रुपये सेलिंग प्राइस है, तो कॉस्ट प्राइस क्या होना चाहिए? 4 रुपये. यस, so can I say profit is 1 rupees over, actually we calculate the profit percent on cost price. 1 rupees profit on 4 rupees cost price into 100. So mentally we can get this answer and we will get 25%. So it is very easy. If you assume the value properly, you can do this calculation mentally without going through all this method. You do not need to solve this problem by this method. You have to solve this problem by this method. So our next question is, a shopkeeper sold an article at 20% loss. Had he sold it for rupees 750 more, there would have been 10% profit to the shopkeeper. What is the cost price of the article? एक शॉपकीपर ने एक आर्टिकल 20% लॉस में बेचा. अगर उसने वो आर्टिकल 750 रुपये ज़्यादा में बेचा होता तो उसको 10% प्रॉफिट होता. आपको पता करना है उसका कॉस्ट प्राइस क्या है. ओके, तो इसको कैसे कर सकते हैं? देखिए, you know, in first case, let's say here is our CP. This is the cost price. In first case, he sold the article at 20% loss. So can I say 20% of cost price is equal to the loss? That means he sold the article 20% below the cost price. He sold the article 20% below the cost price. That means here is our selling price. That means when the loss is there, selling price must be less than cost price. So selling price is below cost price, and how much below? 20% below cost price. Now in the next case, he sold the article at 10% profit. He sold the article at 10% profit. It simply means he sold the article at 10% above the cost price. पहले केस में उसने आर्टिकल कॉस्ट प्राइस से 20% कम में बेचा. दूसरे केस में उसने आर्टिकल कॉस्ट प्राइस से 10% ज़्यादा में बेचा. तो मैं कह सकता हूँ कि जो टोटल डिफरेंस आया वो कितना आया? कॉस्ट प्राइस का 30%. यस, पहले 20% कम था, फिर 10% ऊपर ले जाने में मुझे उसे 30% इंक्रीज करना पड़ेगा. और जो सेलिंग प्राइस में एक्चुअल इंक्रीज कितने का हुआ है? 750 का. That means, can I say this 30% is equivalent to 750? So we can say 30% of what? 30% of cost price is equal to 750. Yes. What is 30%? 30% means 30 by 100 into CP is equal to 750. Yes. Now 30 will cancel it how many times? 25 times. And CP will be 25 into 100, that means rupees 2500. This is the easiest way to solve this problem. There is one more method to solve this. Okay. Now, he sold the article at 20% loss. So here is CP, here is SP. You know CP is initial value always and SP is final value. If I assume CP to be equal to X and there is 20% loss, if you remove 20% from something, 80% is left. I have told you several times, minus 20% means 80% is left. That means 0.8x. Yes, final value is 0.8x. Now, in the second case, CP remained same. CP remained same. He sold the articles for 750 more. That means he increased the selling price by 750. Now, what is the selling price in the initial case? 0.8x. Now, he sold the article in this case for rupees 0.8x plus 750. Now selling price is increased by rupees 750 and there is 10% profit. And you know one thing, that if you increase something by 10%, what is the multiplication factor for that? It is nothing but 1.1. That means this whole thing should be equal to what? If you increase x by 10%, it will become 1.1x. That means this whole thing should be equal to 1.1x. Now if I solve this equation, 1.1x minus 0.8x will become 0.3x is equal to 750. So can I say x is equal to 750 upon 0.3? 750 upon 0.3 is nothing but 2500. And what is x? X is cost price, and which is equal to 2500. So in either way, you can solve this problem. The easiest way is this one, and this will take around 4-5 seconds more. It is also easy to understand. You can follow any method. Now let's move towards the next question. So our next question is, if selling price SP is doubled, the profit triples. Find the profit percent. That means the question looks very easy. It is smaller question, but so many people are not able to solve this. See, they are saying if selling price of some article is doubled and subsequently the profit triples. अगर मैं selling price को डबल कर देता हूँ तो मेरा जो प्रॉफिट है वो 3 गुना हो जाता है, ट्रिपल हो जाता है. तो मेरे पास प्रॉफिट परसेंट कितना होगा मुझे निकालना है प्रॉफिट परसेंट. तो कैसे करेंगे इस क्वेश्चन को? देखिए, अगेन वील अप्लाई द सेम थिंग, CP and SP. वील राइट, assume CP to be equal to X and SP to be equal to Y. Now what they are saying? They are saying selling price is double. Selling price अगर Y है तो अब कितना हो गया? डबल हो गया, मतलब कितना हो गया? 2Y हो गया. SP was Y, it becomes 2Y. There is nothing mentioned about CP. That means we'll assume CP to remain same. CP will remain X. They are saying the profit triples. Profit triples. What is the profit in this case? SP minus CP. So we can say 2Y minus X. It triples. मतलब it is 3 times the previous case profit. What is the profit in the previous case? The profit was Y minus X. And they are saying the profit triples. That means this profit is 3 times this profit. 3 times Y minus X. Now if you solve this equation, you will get 2Y minus X is equal to 3Y minus 3X. So simply Y equals to 3X minus X, 2X. Yes, you got the answer. What is the answer? You can say Y is equal to 2S. Y is equal to 2X. मतलब selling price is double the cost price. जो selling price है वो cost price का double है. अगर कोई चीज़ double हो जाती है, if something gets doubled, what is the percentage increase? I told you in the video percentage increase and decrease. If something becomes double, the percentage increase is nothing but 100%. Or you can simply say, what is the formula for percentage profit? What is the formula for percentage profit? SP upon CP minus 1 into 100. What is SP here? Y. What is CP? X minus 1 into 100. What is Y upon X? Can I say Y upon X is 2? Yes. So 2 minus 1 into 100 is nothing but 1 into 100. That means profit percent is nothing but 100%. You can avoid this calculation if you are good in percentage. You know, when something gets doubled, the percentage increases 100%. When something gets tripled, the percentage increases 200%. Something becomes 4 times, the percentage increases 300%. So you can say if the selling price is double of cost price, the percentage increase or profit percent is equal to 100%. Okay, so the question was very easy, small question, short question, but logical. So our next question is, if CP of 2 articles is same, one is sold at 10% profit and other at 10% loss, find overall profit or loss percent. So this question asks, 2 articles are purchased at the same cost price. That means 2 आर्टिकल मैंने सेम कॉस्ट प्राइस में परचेज किए, एक को 10% प्रॉफिट पर बेचा और दूसरे को 10% लॉस में बेचा. तो मुझे बताना है कि ओवरऑल प्रॉफिट या लॉस परसेंट कितना होगा. नाउ आई हैव आस्क्ड दिस क्वेश्चन टू सो मेनी पीपल एंड दे instantaneously reply 1% loss. 1% loss. From where you can get 1% loss? So they simply apply the formula, that is x square by 100. But you have to think about this problem. You go by basic, CP and SP. They are saying CP of 2 articles is same. Can I assume 100 and 100? Article number 1, article number 2. पहले आर्टिकल का भी मैंने 100 अज्यूम किया, दूसरे का भी 100 अज्यूम किया. They are saying one article is sold at 10% profit. That means there is 10% increase. So what should be the selling price? 100 plus 10% means 110. For the second article, there is 10% loss. So can I say 10% decrease? If you decrease 100 by 10%, it will become 90. What is overall CP? 200. 100 plus 100, 200. What is overall SP? 110 plus 90, that is again 200. टोटल कॉस्ट प्राइस भी 200 है, टोटल सेलिंग प्राइस भी 200 है, क्या कोई प्रॉफिट या लॉस हुआ? नो, देयर इज 0% प्रॉफिट और लॉस. सो इन दिस केस देयर इज नो प्रॉफिट, नो लॉस. So friends, do not blindly apply the formula. In this case, no formula will work. You can easily solve this question by assuming some values. Now in which case we can apply the formula? We'll see in the next question. So next question is, if SP, that means selling price of two articles is same, one is sold at 10% profit, other at 10% loss, find overall profit or loss percent. What is the difference between the previous question and this question? The simple difference is, in the previous question, cost price of two articles was same, but in this question, selling price of two articles is same. That means, जो पहला क्वेश्चन था उसमें दो आर्टिकल्स का कॉस्ट प्राइस सेम था, इस केस में दोनों आर्टिकल्स का सेलिंग प्राइस सेम है. तो इस क्वेश्चन को हम कैसे करेंगे? देखिए, आर्टिकल नंबर 1, आर्टिकल नंबर 2, there is 10% profit on article number 1 and there is 10% loss, that means decrease of 10% on article number 2. See, here you have to assume the values of selling prices to be equal. आपको दोनों selling price की value assume करनी है और वो equal assume करनी है. तो आप blindly value assume मत कीजिए. अगर आप 100 assume करोगे दोनों में, तो see what will be the problem. You have to face the problem in calculation. See, if you assume selling price to be 100, that means final value to be 100, and there is 10% increase. What is the multiplication factor for increase of 10%? I told you in the multiplication factor video. 10% increase के लिए multiplication factor is 1.1, and if you want to go reverse, you have to divide by 1.1. That means you have to say 100 upon 1.1. In the second case, there is 10% decrease. What is the multiplication factor for 10% decrease? It is simply 0.9 or 90%. And if you want to go reverse, you have to divide this thing by 0.9. Now look at one thing. Is 100 divisible by 1.1? No. Is 100 divisible by 0.9 or 9? No. So you have to face the problem in calculation. See, we are free to assume anything as the value of selling price. आप वैल्यू कुछ भी अज्यूम कर सकते हो, आप फ्री हो. 100 कहीं दिया तो नहीं है, आपने अज्यूम किया है, तो क्यों ना आप ऐसी वैल्यू अज्यूम करो जो थोड़ी कन्वीनियंट हो, कैलकुलेशन में आसान हो. तो आप देखो कैसे वैल्यू अज्यूम करेंगे. हम इसको ऐसे नहीं करेंगे, हम 100 मानकर नहीं करेंगे. हम लेंगे CP SP, आर्टिकल नंबर 1, आर्टिकल नंबर 2. सी, आपको एक बात पता होनी चाहिए, जो भी वैल्यू मैं यहाँ पर अज्यूम करूंगा, रिवर्स जाने के लिए किससे डिवाइड करना पड़ेगा? 1.1 से, यानी कि 11 से. यहाँ पर जो भी वैल्यू अज्यूम करूंगा, रिवर्स जाने के लिए किससे डिवाइड करना पड़ेगा? 0.9 से, यानी कि 9 से. तो क्यों ना एक वैल्यू ऐसी अज्यूम की जाए जो 11 और 9 दोनों से डिविजिबल हो. Why not assume a value which is divisible by 11 as well as 9? Which is the value divisible by 11 as well as 9? That is the LCM of 11 and 9, that is 99. So you assume 99 instead of 100. You see how much calculation can be reduced. See, 99 upon 1.1 will give you 90, and here 99 upon 0.9 will give you 110. So can I say total cost price will be 90 plus 110, that is 200, and total selling price will be 99 plus 99, that is 198. What is the profit or loss? There is profit or loss? Yes, there is a loss because selling price is less than cost price. What is the loss? There is a loss of 2 rupees, and we have to calculate percentage. So percentage loss will always be calculated on cost price. 2 rupees over 200 rupees. Now 2 is what percent of 200? Simply cancel 2 zeros. 200 upon 200, that means 1% loss. So your answer is 1% loss. So if you assume some convenient values, your calculation can be reduced. Now friends, this question can be solved by using a formula also. The formula is, whenever selling price of two articles is same, one article is sold at X% profit, other is sold at X% loss, there will, okay, one article is sold at 10% profit, other is sold at 10% loss, there will always be a loss of X square by 100%. There will always be a loss of X square by 100%. What is the value of X here? X is 10. 10 square means 100 by 100, so we can say 1% loss. So you can directly apply the formula in this case. So in the previous question, cost prices were same. One is sold at X% profit, other at X% loss. There will always be no profit, no loss. When selling price of two articles is same, one is sold at X% profit, other is sold at X% loss, there will always be a loss of X square by 100%. So friends, you can apply this formula only when the selling price of two articles is same. One is sold at some percent profit and other is sold at some percent loss, and that profit percent and loss percent must be equal. That means in this case 10%, 10%. So if they are equal and they are equal to X, you can apply this formula, X square by 100% loss. So do not blindly apply the formula. You can apply this formula only when the selling prices are same. So friends, in this video, we saw some basic questions of profit and loss and how can we apply the concepts of percentage increase and decrease in solving the questions of profit and loss. Thank you, friends.